Good morning, South Carolina, and most importantly, soccer fans around the state and the nation. I'm Tammy Newman, the Director of Communications for the South Carolina High School League, and I welcome you to our soccer press conference for championships coming up this weekend. Yesterday, you were able to meet some of our finalists for Friday's events. Well, today you get to meet our special 1A, 2A, and 5A guests. But before you meet them, you will be able to speak with Commissioner Singleton. He has some remarks before I make introductions of our 1 and 2As. Take it away, Commissioner Singleton.
Thank you, Tammy. Good morning. And to all of you, congratulations on a great season. I know you've had some opportunity to create some great memories so far. You've got one more game to go, and I understand that. As our ambassadors, we're counting on you to represent the league well. Please just continue to be the best student athlete that you can be, both in your actions and in your attitudes. Enjoy this press conference and truly enjoy the championship game that's coming up. Thank you.
And that was Commissioner Dr. Jerome Singleton. Thank you so much for those remarks. Now you will have the opportunity to hear from some of our finalists, starting off with our 1A boys competitors. That will be Southside Christian versus Palmetto Scholars. We have with us Palmetto Scholars coach Maurice Walters. And with him, we have Alex Berg and Milad Rahimi, both seniors. Welcome. And representing Southside Christian, we have Coach Sam Greeley. And he has seniors Justin Kaiser and Matthew Langles. And from our 2A girls soccer competitors, that will be St. Joseph Catholic School versus Christ Church Episcopal. And we have from St. Joseph, Coach Rick Morris. And he has joining him seniors Bren Bessinger and Claire McKinley. And also we have with Christ Church, Coach Ashley Seeley. And she has seniors Crosby Reed and Sarah Caroline Iskander. And our 2A boys soccer competitors will be Gray Collegiate Academy versus Christ Church Episcopal School. And representing Gray Collegiate, we have Coach Kevin Heiss. And with him, seniors Ryan Crosrow and JT Gardner. And representing Christ Church today, Coach Anthony Esquivel. And with him, seniors Wells Leland and James DeBloom. All right, welcome everyone. And we will jump right in with questions for our coaches. I do want to make mention that we are very grateful for Wilson and Lexington Medical Center for sponsoring yet another press conference and championship weekend. So if you have the opportunity, make sure that you support those partners and give them a social media shout out as well. Okay, we're going to start with, I'll throw this question out to Coach Walters from Palmetto Scholars. Can you share your record with our viewers?
We're 16-4-1 overall, and region we 12-0.
Okay, great. Okay, well, last year, if I'm correct, the team lost in the state championship, but you're now facing off against the same opponent. That gives you a chance to avenge that loss. What does making it back to this final game mean to you and your team?
For us, it's a great achievement to go back-to-back final. I feel like for any school that go back-to-back is always a big achievement. So we are just very excited to go back there and this time probably win it.
All right, thank you, Coach Walters. And our next question we'll give to Coach Greeley. Can you share with us your season record?
It is 14-4.
All right, thank you. Were there any big surprises this year, performance-wise, from any of the athletes that you have on your team, as well as any big surprises from opponents?
We didn't have a ton of turnover, so we knew kind of coming back in what we had. So everybody met and exceeded expectations, especially in tough games with some of the biggest schools in the state. And then obviously the game that we just played on Monday, being able to come through in a tough game where you take the lead, then you give up that lead and you're coming back from behind. So just very pleased with the character that we were able to show in those moments as a collective, for sure.
All right, thank you, Coach. And Coach Morris from St. Joseph, can you share your record?
Yes, Tammy, our record this year is 12-4-1.
All right. And coming up, facing Christ Church this week, how much studying or research, do you happen to study or research your opponent, and especially for a state championship game? Can you tell us about that process?
Sure. Being a rivalry game, we know each other pretty well as far as what players they have, and they know what players we have. Ashley and I, Coach Seeley and I talk throughout the season a lot, so we know each other very well, and we're very excited to see our rival in this game, definitely.
All right, thank you. And from Christ Church, we have Coach Seeley. Can you share your record?
Yes, ma'am. We are 17-1 and 8-0 in the region.
All right, thank you. And what major takeaway from last year season will you put into effect this year that you plan to incorporate on Saturday?
Absolutely. So last year we fell short in the semifinals. We lost to Southside Christian. And from that moment on, the team decided that they had a goal set, and that was to reach state. So starting in the summer, the girls were in the weight room. We've been working hard ever since summer to prepare for what we hope will be our goal.
All right, thank you. And let's see, from Gray Collegiate, we have Coach Heiss. Can you share your record?
Yes, ma'am. We're 23-2.
All right. Well, what does it mean for you to be back at state?
Well, it's exciting anytime you reach this final. It's a culmination of a lot of hard work that started literally the moment after we were eliminated last year, ironically, by Christ Church at their place in the upper state championship game. And literally the next week, we kind of got back to work and had a good summer in the weight room and training, and a lot of kids playing club and also participating in our football and basketball programs and whatnot at Gray, cross country, what have you. So a lot of commitment to really improve themselves overall. And we had a good winter workout session and have come through a very tough schedule. We enjoyed playing the top teams this year, and I had a team that was able to kind of go toe to toe with a lot of them. So it's exciting to be back in the see how it ends up.
All right, thank you. And Coach Esquivel, can you share your record?
Yes, ma'am. We are 12-2, 12 wins and 2 losses.
Okay, and have you altered, since your last win this season, have you altered practice in any way to prep for Saturday?
It's been a pretty good balance of making sure we know who we are as a team and what has worked for us to get up to this point. So sharpening up on all of our strengths. And then also, we're familiar with Gray Collegiate. As Coach High said, we played them last year in the semifinals. And we have a tremendous amount of respect for their program and what they've been able to accomplish. So yeah, we're gonna, obviously look at what they do and their strengths and their weaknesses and kind of incorporate that over the next 2 days so that we're as prepared as can be for a chance to repeat as champions.
All right, thank you. Okay, now we'll hear from some of our student athletes, and we'll start with Alex Berg from Palmetto Scholars. Alex, you were close to a championship last year. How does it feel as a senior to have yet another chance at a title?
It's very nice to be able to go back we knew we were going to have another strong team this year. So hopefully we can do better than we did last year, and we can come back with a state championship against our same opponents as last year.
Okay, and while I have you, can you share with your fans where you're planning to attend college?
I'm going to Purdue next year,
Okay, any idea what you're studying?
mechanical engineering.
All right. Okay, well, we're going to move down to Southside Christian's Justin. As a key player and definitely one of the team leaders, what routine did you put in play this season? Is there something that you did all season long to help the team get this far?
Nothing the same every game, but definitely just being there for my teammates and even the players that don't play, just like lifting us up, even if they're on the bench, it always helps.
Well, as a senior and being a part of this soccer team, you've seen several years of change and growth. Can you share, like, what do you feel that your team is doing better than ever this year?
The thing that we're doing the best is definitely communication on the field, because communication always goes a long way in a game.
That's right. And while I have you, can you share with us what your plans are after graduation?
I'm going to Clemson University and I'm studying business finance.
All right. Well, congratulations on that. And our next question, Claire from St. Joseph, tell us, what has been your toughest matchup this season?
I think our toughest game has been playing Man, a 5A school. They're really challenging, but they really helped us grow and get better as a team. So I think playing bigger schools like that has prepared us for this moment, and we're ready to show what we know at state.
Okay. And what are your plans after graduation?
I'm going to go to Xavier University in Cincinnati, Ohio, and major in English or something along those lines.
Okay, great. Crosby from Christ Church, you're back at you're at finals after taking, last year with the loss during semifinals as a senior. You're here this year. What does that feel like?
Feels really great. I mean, last year was definitely a tough loss in Southside Christian in semis, but we prepared all year and we're just ready to face off again.
Can you share with us, like, compare last year's team to this year's team? What do you think that the growth has been?
Well, we gained a lot of new players this year, so it's definitely took some adjustment to, play with new people, but our team chemistry is stronger than ever and we've been working a lot harder and we're ready.
And where are you headed off to this fall?
I'm going to the University of Denver and studying political science.
All right, congratulations.
Thank you.
Ryan from Gray Collegiate. How has last year's unfortunate loss impacted your team this year? The approach, when you started from tryouts to your first practice, what happened last year? How did that affect you all season?
It's definitely stuck with us. I think we've trained every day as hard as we could to get to this point, and I think we're ready to take it this year.
And what are your college plans?
I'm going to attend USC Beaufort and study history.
All right, congratulations. And Wells from Christ Church, what will your team have to improve upon Saturday to pull off the win?
I think this being focused defensively and making sure that we're watching for the long ball, because Gray likes to play that, and just communicating throughout the entire game.
Okay, and can you share your college plans?
I'm going to the Clemson University.
Okay, any idea what you're studying?
Something business.
Okay, great. All right, well, Milad, how can you share with us how last year's results impacted your approach this year?
Yes, ma'am. So I think last year we were overly confident. We need to know that this game is still ours to win. We need to know that, for one. But second of all, we have to keep our heads on our body essentially and communicate throughout the game. we certainly have what it takes to take down Southside this year, and we certainly plan on that. We're going to communicate on that field, and we're going to make those plays.
All right, thank you. And what are your plans?
My plans, I'm going to Clemson University for computer science.
Okay, congratulations on that. And Matthew from Southside, have you given any thoughts to the message, a message that you're going to give this week, this Saturday, to your teammates?
I have. It's simply just motivating them and letting them know that they are prepared for this and we are able to do this. I mean, they are fully confident in the abilities they have and they're completely prepared and they know that. And so it's just affirming that and reassuring them.
Okay, and can you share your plans?
I'm going to Clemson University and studying engineering.
All right. A lot of tigers on the screen today. And let's see, Bran from St. Joseph. As a senior, you apparently were part of last year's team. How does it feel to be back? And what will you share with the team from today through Saturday?
I'm really excited to be back. I mean, it's a great honor to be playing at the state again. I think we need to share with the team that last year was last year and this year was this year. Obviously, we're playing some great competition on Saturday, so we just want to go in level-headed and prepared to play the way we play.
And can you share your college plans?
Yes, ma'am. I'll be attending Washington and Lee University, and I'll be playing soccer and studying political science on a pre-law track.
Oh, wow. Okay, great, Brand. And Sarah Caroline, you're obviously a leader of the team. So do you have anything that you'd like to share from your freshman year till now, something that's been a constant or a routine that you've done?
I think it's just important to remember each season to not lose sight of your goal, because as a freshman, you know, like freshmen are usually super timid and stuff, but having the older girls always encourage you is really motivating. And so this year I'm in the place of the older girl. So I make sure that when the freshmen or underclassmen are struggling, to make sure to lift them up and that we're all a team and it's not anything about like power or anything like that.
Okay, and what are your plans?
I'm going to the University of Georgia to study biology.
All right, well, congratulations.
Thank you.
And moving forward with JT from Gray Collegiate, can you share a message or the most important message that your coach has given you this season?
Just that we're prepared to play whoever we face. Like Christchurch, are a respectable opponent. Any team we played this season, we played better teams, we played similar teams. You know, we're the best we can be for this game. We're as prepared as we can be. He's given us a great schedule this year. It's just for us to do. It's all mentally.
All right, thank you. And what are your plans after graduation?
I will be attending CIU for soccer and studying sports management.
All right, well, that is very impressive. And James from Christchurch, what is the most difficult thing about being a defending champion? What makes that, what adds a little more pressure to you?
Well, I think that since we had such a successful season last year, we definitely have a target on our back this season, and our coach definitely reminds us that we have a target on our back and we have to defend what we worked so hard for last season.
And can you share your plans after graduation?
I'm going to College of Charleston and I'm studying something in business.
Okay, all right, great. And we're going to go back to our coaches. Coach Walters from Palmetto Scholars. This is just your personal opinion. Soccer, you know, is one of our most popular spring sports, and it's obviously a popular sport at your school. What can we do to increase the popularity, not only with acquiring more student athletes to be interested and want to play soccer, but also how can we grow the fan base?
I feel like we just have to grow the fan base of soccer more in high school. I feel like we just have to involve everyone around the community more, like to invest more in the high schools, like invite more fans to the games and just trying to get the word out there more. And I feel like we have to start in our community. If we get starting from that level, I feel like we could improve the soccer environment around. So we have to start from our community first for us to keep growing as a soccer community.
Great, thank you so much. And Coach Greeley, you came out on top against the same opponent to win a state championship last year. What will your team have to improve upon from your play last year to this year?
Well, I think every season's unique, and so it's not the same teams that are playing. We have the same schools that are playing, but the teams are different every season. You have 1 year with them, and then it's a unique group going into the next season. For us, I think the differentiation between a result most of the time is, do we convert the chances that we create? We've had to create a lot of chances to be able to score some. If we can be a little bit more efficient in that last action and be able to find the back of the net, like I said, more efficiently, that's probably the biggest determining factor for us, whether it's this game or any other game that we've played this season.
Okay, thank you. And Coach Morris from St. Joseph, do you have a message for the community and your fan base?
My message would be just thank you for all the support the St. Joseph's community has given us this year, supporting us at games, both home and away. And we're expecting and very appreciative of the support that we'll have on Saturday. So just thank you.
Do you think that community support or, school, the student body and so forth, do you think that plays an important part in the success of your program?
Yeah, absolutely. We're very blessed at St. Joseph's to have a strong soccer community associated with this school, and just knowing the game and loving the game and supporting the game puts these players a little bit more pressure on them to perform, and they've risen to that occasion all year. So we expect to do the same this weekend.
Thank you. And from Christ Church, we have Coach Seeley. Since winning the semifinals, have you changed anything about your routine preparing for Saturday?
I think the only difference that we've really done is just that we have decided as a team, and we have one goal as a team. Each player has a part of that goal, and they are willing to do whatever it takes to reach that goal. So the biggest difference from the loss last year to where we are at this moment is the commitment, the dedication, and the amount of team camaraderie that we have going for us.
And you mentioned team and emphasized team, but has there been anyone, any student athlete that has surprised you this season?
That's a great question. I would say actually 17 of my girls have surprised me, honestly, because what I've required of them, every single one of them has reached that bar. And the blessing and the beauty of our team is that we are truly a team. There is not one individual player. We are leading the state with assists, and I mean, that speaks for itself. They are willing to do whatever it takes to help their teammate out. So by far, this is 100% a team.
All right, thank you so much. And Coach Heiss from Gray Collegiate, a semifinal loss last year. It definitely had to motivate you and, tweak some things or what have you to start off this season. Can you share your attitude and your philosophy from the first day of practice this season?
Yes, ma'am. I'm glad to kind of what Coach Greeley said earlier about each team's unique, even though it's the same school. I mean, on paper this year, we would have had 10 returning players from last year's game against Christ Church in our starting lineup, but due to injury or form or performance or whatever else, 6 or 7 of those are still in the starting 11. And it just shows you that, competition is inherently the best thing for your program, and it keeps everybody sharp. And I think that's been the biggest addition to this year's team is the quality depth that we've been able accumulate and to develop. We've got a lot of guys that share a lot of minutes, and I think that's important. We're not relying on one person as we have been in the past to kind of carry the team. We're a lot more balanced, and I just think it's helped our overall team success.
All right, thank you. And Coach Escobar, you've obviously got a successful program at Christ Church. Can you tell us how and why the program has such a strong soccer success tradition going on?
Well, there's a lot of factors that go into that question, but I would probably say just in the last 2 years, we've just had extreme focus in really every game, and particularly this year. I mean, it's hard to win a state championship, and it's much harder to win 2 in a row. We know we're getting every team's best shot. We know we have expectations, we have pressure from within our own team and all around our community to replicate what we did last year. And then you add into the fact of, are you comparing this team to last year? We lost 10 players last year. We lost half our team last year. So, you know, I think when it comes to just the success we've had in the last 2 years, it's just taking one game at a time, making sure we're extremely focused, finding motivation to never be satisfied, regardless of the results, and to really just make sure we take advantage of every half we play, every 10 minutes we play, and ultimately that leads to hopefully a successful game. And it's been a successful 2 years. So it's a credit to our boys who are dealing with academics and social life and sports, multiple sports here at Christ Church. It's just a huge credit to our boys that they're able to take all this responsibility and succeed.
All right, thank you. Milad from Palmetto Scholars, what will be your biggest takeaway from soccer, whether it be coaches' wise words, something from your teammates? What are you going to take away from your soccer season?
I say my greatest takeaway is pick a rival. Pick something you can always work against, because I feel like having that competition really pushes you to be a better player. But even in academics, have like an academic rival, or even in work, or whatever the case may be. Always, I know it's kind of weird, but just like always compare yourself. I know that's not necessarily what people want you to do. A lot of people say don't compare yourself to others. No, compare yourself to others and push yourself. That's what I say. I always compare myself to Alex Berg right here. He was always my rival, 7th grade, and just kept going. And so I'm really grateful to have him.
All right, thank you. And Matthew from Southside, is there something that Coach Greeley has done or said to you personally or to the team this year that you think will stick with you?
I mean, there's a lot of things, but one of the main things that he says is play the game. And so I feel like that really sticks with me throughout everything in life, and like playing, like doing everything like in the instance like you usually would do, and rather than like the occasion of how like big it is or important it is and such.
All right, thank you. And Bren from St. Joseph, is there a particular teammate that stands out to you that has, you know, surprised you this year, pleasantly surprised you this year?
I don't know about a particular teammate, but I would say the senior class this year has really surprised me how we've grown to lead the team together. Obviously, we faced some adversity at the beginning of the year, but I think we've really grown together to be great leaders as an upper class.
All right, thank you. And Crosby from Christ Church, can you share with us what you think makes this year's team special?
I would probably say our team chemistry. We all just really like each other, and it's pretty evident when you watch us play because there's no selfish players, and we all just want to do what's best for the team, and that kind of has been with us from the beginning of the season all the way to the end.
All right, thank you. And Ryan from Gray, can you share with us a particular memory that stands out from this season, whether it be from practice time or a game?
I would say off the field, every game day we come over to my house and play FIFA. And I'd say that's probably the best memory I have is beating all of my teammates in FIFA.
Okay, thank you. And a similar question to James from Christ Church. What's your favorite memory, whether it be on the field or off the field? What's your favorite memory from this soccer season?
I definitely think the Daniel game was my favorite memory from this season because that was a very, very well-regarded opponent, and we came through with a win against a really quality team, and we came together as a team and fought and worked really hard throughout the whole entire game.
All right, thank you. And before we wrap up, I'm going to give our coaches the opportunity to kind of give an overview or, basically their opinion of their opponent for this Saturday's matchups. And we're going to go back to Coach Walters. Share with us your thoughts on Southside Christian.
Based on stats, they seem like a very well-coached team. They feel like they're all-rounded. And I think it should be an intriguing game this Saturday coming. So we're just very excited to play them back and looking forward to the matchup. But I feel like they're a well-coached team, and also basically listen to their coach as well. You could tell that they are very well-coached.
All right, thank you. And Coach Greeley, can you share your thoughts on Palmetto Scholars?
Obviously, there's limited familiarity being on opposite ends of the state, but they're clearly dominant in the entire half of the state down there. And even going in and doing the seating meeting with Upper State and Lower State, the other coaches that are familiar with them that have played them are full of compliments, and they score a lot of goals last year, this year. And I know that a lot of returners, and one of the other remarks at those meetings was how many seniors they have, and that has a huge impact, right? Because you get up to freshmen want to play on the team, sophomores probably want to start, juniors want to win, but like seniors need to win. That's their last chance, and so that's a big factor. And so I'm looking forward to the game. They're a very good opponent. Last year was a great game. Hopefully it'll be entertaining. We'll go there and do our best to give them a good game, and we'll see what the result is.
All right, thank you. And Coach Morris from St. Joseph, can you share your thoughts on Christ Church?
Yeah, absolutely. They are a phenomenally coached team. Coach Seeley is a great coach for them. They have a lot of talent on that team, but I think that their greatest attribute this year is they are very hungry for this opportunity, and very hungry to be champions again. And so we have our a big challenge ahead of us this weekend. They were one game away from being perfect this year, only allowing 5 goals all season against them. It's going to be a great challenge. I couldn't be more excited about the rivalry being at the biggest game of the year for us. So we're looking forward to the challenge.
Thank you. And Coach Seeley, can you share your thoughts on St. Joseph?
Absolutely. As a new coach coming into the program, you look for quality coaches, and Coach Morris fits that standard 100%. He always has a team, and it's a quality team. You don't have to worry about going out and protecting your players. I mean, he just has a team that's well coached. They play well for him. He by far has a name in the state, and he has a way to bring the best out of what he has. I couldn't ask for a better game against a better person and a better team. We have a lot of similar friends that play club ball together. So unfortunately, we were unable to play in the regular season, but they are by far one of the best teams in the state, and this will be an absolute battle from the beginning of the whistle to the end of the whistle. And the best thing about them is when the game is over, the friendship, the camaraderie will be there no matter who wins and who loses. And that speaks so highly of Rick and what he's done to that program.
And that's correct. Thank you so much. And from Gray Collegiate, Coach Heiss, can you share your thoughts and give us an overview of Christ Church?
Yes, ma'am. First of all, we've got a great deal of respect for Christ Church and the program they have there. Coach Escobar's done a tremendous job, a very professional approach to the game, one that we respect greatly. And, they're a very technical team, very club laden, a lot of good players there, a lot of good talent. And it'll be a great test for our team tomorrow, or Saturday, but it'll be a very fitting one as well. We're looking forward to the opportunity.
All right, thank you. And Coach Escobar, can you share your opinion and overview of Gray Collegiate?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, when the season's, and I kind of always knew it was going to be us and Gray Collegiate at some point. If we were going to win a state championship, it was going to have to go through Gray Collegiate this year, just from our experience playing them last year. So I feel like this game has been destined from the get-go, and they are battle tested, very similar to us. We love to play the best teams regardless of classification in the state, and so we know they're battle tested. We know that they've competed and done well and won against some of the top teams in the state. Very physical team, very strong, very tough. And they're motivated. You don't get into the state championship without being motivated. So, we have a tremendous amount of respect for that program. And like I said, I always felt like it was going to be us and them for this game. So our guys are prepared. I know they're prepared. And what you're going to get on Saturday is just going to be a good old fashioned hard soccer game, and one that we look forward to playing.
All right, thank you. Very, very complimentary remarks from each of our coaches about their opponent. So that's always a good start and a true sign of sportsmanship. Before we sign off, I want to thank our guests and thank our viewers, and most importantly, invite soccer fans from around the state to come to Irmo High School this Saturday. We have championship games all day starting at 10 a.m. and those will follow through from 1A boys to 2A girls starting 25 minutes after that award ceremony. After that 2A girls game, the boys 2A will begin 25 minutes after that award ceremony. And later in the evening, we will have a 6 p.m. start for our 5A. Speaking of 5A, we have that press conference starting at just a little bit at 10 a.m. So we ask you to stay tuned to our Facebook Live to watch those competitors. And just a reminder, if you have any questions, please visit schsl.org. There's lots of information about tickets, parking, you name it, it's there. And we hope to see you, your family and friends, and soccer fans from around the state at Irmo High School. If you can't make it, please subscribe to NFHS Network for live coverage. We will be live streaming all games, so you have no excuse not to support and cheer on your favorite soccer team. Until, I guess about 15 minutes, I'll be back. Thank you all and have a great day.